The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal a preview clip has been released for the week of January 6, 2025. It shows Jordan with an unconscious Sharon Newman. However, Jordan might not do as Ian Ward instructed. Speaking of Ian, he faces Nikki Newman. Also, Nate Hastings meets Damien. Keep reading and let's talk about what is coming up next week in the CBS soap opera. The Young and the Restless spoilers, Sharon Newman's fate. E&R spoilers for the week of January 6 reveal that the preview shows Jordan still unconscious and bound. On the floor of what appears to be a basement, Jordan talks to the unconscious therapist. Fans know from Friday's episode that Ian plans on getting rid of Sharon. Ian wants Jordan to do the dirty work, of course. Ian thought it would be poetic justice for Sharon's body to be dumped in the river at the same spot as where Heather Stevens' body was found. By and R spoilers, Jordan Howard's betrayal. In the weekly preview clip, Jordan tells an unconscious Sharon that she's lucky she's not at the bottom of the river. Then Jordan adds after a short pause, "At least, not yet." It seems like Jordan might have another use for Sharon, one that Ian might know about. The Young and the Restless spoilers, Nikki Newman vs. Ian Ward. The Young and the Restless spoilers for the week of January 6 reveal that Victor Newman takes action after learning about Ian. Victor promised Faith Newman and Nick Newman that he would have a chat with Ian. In the preview clip, Victor has summoned Ian to the house. Lie and R spoilers, week of January 6, 2025. However, Ian and Victor's talk is interrupted. Nikki comes downstairs and wants to know what all the noise is. When Nikki sees the back of a man in front of Victor, she pauses. Then, Ian turns around to look at Nikki. At that moment, Nikki's jaw drops and she is horrified that Ian is not only out of prison, but in her living room. Also, Nate Hastings meets with Damien. However, Damien is already a bit suspicious over Nate's cold call for a job. Nate will have to be honest with Damien at some point. However, it seems this story has more twists coming up, so stay tuned. Which storyline are you looking forward to seeing the most during the week of January 6, 2025? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Remember to keep watching the soap on CBS or Paramount Plus to find out what happens next. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Pulse Canvas. It's me, Julie, here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching. So let's dive into today's video. The Young and the Restless spoilers for Friday, January 3 promise some interesting twists and turns as Genoa City heads into the weekend. Next on The Young and the Restless. There's more New Year's fun for one super couple, as someone issues a threat and another character reveals a secret. What kind of drama is set to unravel on Friday? Time to dive right in. The Young and the Restless spoilers, Claire's New Year's Eve fun. E&R spoilers for Friday, January 3 suggest Claire Newman and Kyle Abbott will enjoy some New Year's fun. As fans may recall, Kyle spent NYE with Harrison Abbott as the little boy was sick. The couple couldn't be together on New Year's Eve, so it sounds like they'll get a do-over and enjoy their midnight kiss after the fact. By and R spoilers, the mustache issues a warning. Across town, Y and R spoilers for Friday, January 3 indicate that Victor Newman will issue a threat to Ian Ward. After saving Tessa Porter on New Year's Eve from a health condition he created, Ian exposed himself as being back in GC. Nick Newman tried to get the man arrested, but as there was no proof, he committed a crime. Plus, records indicated he had been released from prison early, legally, so there was nothing anyone could do. Looks like Ian will have a face-off with the mustache and Victor will deliver a warning. Will Ian take his threat seriously? The Young and the Restless spoilers, Phyllis Summers confesses a secret. Lastly, Y and R spoilers for Friday suggest that Phyllis Summers will confess a secret to Daniel Romalotti. Phyllis wants nothing more than to see Sharon Newman pay for Heather Stevens' demise. So what could she tell Daniel? As Sharon is missing, the very fact that Phyllis is sharing a secret doesn't sound good for the redhead. After all, Ian and Jordan will likely try to pin Sharon's kidnapping on Phyllis, so could this all lead to disaster? Are you excited about Friday's show? Comment below. Catch the CBS soap daily so you don't miss a moment of the drama, and visit SOS often for the best Young and the Restless spoilers, updates, and news. The Young and the Restless scoop for Friday, January 3 reveals Ian Ward will disclose his evil plan to Jordan Howard. Also coming up, Victor Newman will get disturbing news. Plus, Kyle Abbott and Claire Newman will celebrate. And Phyllis Summers will make an admission to Daniel Rumalotti and Summer Newman. I&R spoilers tease Kyle will pour himself one last lonely toast to 2024. But he won't get to take a sip because there will be a knock on the door. He'll open it, and Claire will be standing there. She'll tell him it's still 2024 in some parts of the world. It's almost midnight in Mazatlan, she'll say. So the couple will do a countdown and ring in the new year together. Then Claire and Kyle will head upstairs and make love. I&R Daily Scoop, Phyllis will start with a clean slate. Meanwhile, Phyllis will go out for a drive, and she'll flash back to her accident. She'll slam on her brakes. "I can't do this anymore," she'll say. Then she'll show up at the jazz club to join her kids. Summer will ask where she went, and Phyllis will say she went for a drive. All the bad stuff in 2024 I'm letting go of, she'll tell them. I'm starting 2025 with a clean slate. Summer will ask what brought it on. Phyllis will say she drove to the area where she had her accident and she had memories of it. The truck, this time I clearly saw the face of the person behind the wheel, she'll say. Daniel will ask if it was Sharon, and Phyllis will say it wasn't. I can't deny the truth anymore. Summer will ask if she recognized who it was, and Phyllis will say it was an older woman with wavy hair and glasses. Outside society, Ian will tell Nick Newman he and his family look well. You shut your mouth, Nick will reply. He'll add that the cop is going to haul his butt back to prison, but she'll say his story checks out. However, Nick will tell her Ian's guilty of extortion, false imprisonment, kidnapping, and assault. Ian will say he's confessed his sins to God, and he's forgiven him. The cop will tell Nick that unless he witnessed him committing a crime, there's nothing she can do. Nick will walk inside the restaurant and tell Tessa Porter, Mariah Copeland, and Faith Newman that it's true, Ian's been released from prison. You're saying he's free and he can just roam anywhere he wants? Mariah will ask. Young and the Restless scoop, Victor wants to talk to Ian. But Nick will say he's not going to let Ian go near anyone. You know what? He'll ask. What if he's the one who tainted your mom's medication? Then they'll all realize they haven't heard from Sharon Newman, so Nick and Faith will head to the cottage. They'll call out for Sharon and will get no answer. Nick will call Victor and say he needs to come by the main house, it's urgent. Faith will come downstairs and say Sharon's not there, so they'll head over to the ranch. Once they get there, Victor will ask why Faith is shivering. It's Ian Ward, Nick will tell Victor. He's out of prison and back in Genoa City. Victor will ask if he called the cops, and Nick will say Ian's story checked out. He's paid his debt to society. Well, he hasn't paid his debt to me, nor to this family, Victor will reply. We will have him found, and then I'll have a talk with him. Finally, Ian will arrive back at the motel and see a bound Sharon lying on the bed. Jordan asks what they're going to do to her. Say goodbye, Ian will reply. He'll talk about his scheme, and Jordan will realize they're going to kill the blonde and blame it on the redhead. The hate for Sharon that Phyllis harbors in her heart will be her undoing, Ian will add. He'll say they need to make it look like an accident and that Phyllis is at fault. Wouldn't it be poetic if when she forces Sharon's car off the road and into the river, she does it at the exact spot where Sharon dumped Heather's body? But Jordan will ask when they're going to work on her agenda. She's sick of watching Claire traipse around town like she's part of some royal bloodline. Once Sharon reaches her watery grave, Maria will be inconsolable, Ian will reply, adding she'll need the comfort of a parent. So he'll convince Mariah he's reformed and slip into his old role as a father figure, which will give him an in to her new friend Claire. Los Angeles basked under a golden sunset, the city alive with its characteristic buzz. Amid the hum of conversation and the aroma of fresh coffee, Damien sat at a corner table in a cozy cafe. His fingers absent-mindedly traced the rim of his cup, his dark, contemplative eyes staring into the swirling depths of his drink, as if seeking answers to questions he hadn't yet asked. The chime of the cafe door interrupted his reverie. A man in his early 30s entered, exuding an aura of quiet confidence. Nate. Damien had been contacted out of the blue, a stranger claiming to be his brother. At first, Damien thought it was a cruel joke, a sibling he had grown up believing was alone in the world. Yet here was this man, reaching out with a story so earnest it was hard to ignore. Damon nodded, motioning for him to sit. They exchanged pleasantries, but the weight of their purpose hung heavy in the air. Nate wasted no time diving into the heart of the matter. "I know this is a lot to take in," Nate began, his tone measured, "but I wanted to meet you in person to tell you the truth about who we are, where we come from." Damien leaned back, his skepticism clear. "And you're saying we're brothers just like that?" "Not just like that," Nate said earnestly. "I've been searching for you for months. Our paths were never meant to cross, but here we are. I wanted to meet you to let you know you have family." The conversation stretched long into the evening, the hum of the cafe fading into the background as the two men delved into their shared history, or lack thereof. Damien listened, equal parts intrigued and wary, as Nate spoke of Genoa City, a town Damien had never heard of, and the family Damien didn't know existed. "You should come to Genoa," Nate said eventually, leaning forward with an air of conviction. "Meet the people who care about you. Start fresh." Damien chuckled humorlessly. "Start fresh? I don't even know where to begin. My life is a mess, to put it lightly. No family, no career to speak of, and now you're asking me to jump into a life I know nothing about." "I get it," Nate replied. "It's overwhelming, but you won't be doing it alone. I'm here, and so is our family. I can introduce you to our mother." At the mention of their mother, Damien's defenses wavered. He had spent his entire life wondering about the woman who brought him into the world. Though he would never admit it aloud, the thought of meeting her, of putting a face to the mystery, was both thrilling and terrifying. "What's she like?" Damien asked cautiously, his voice betraying his curiosity. "She's incredible," Nate said with a soft smile. "Strong, loving, and she's been waiting for this moment as much as I have." Damien stared at his now cold coffee, his thoughts a whirlwind. He had nothing anchoring him to Los Angeles. His job was unfulfilling, his social circle transient. The idea of leaving felt daunting yet oddly liberating. A part of him wanted to resist, to stay in the familiar discomfort of his current life. But the chance to uncover a new part of himself, to connect with someone who shared his blood, was a pull too strong to ignore. "All right," Damien said finally, his voice steady but tinged with uncertainty. "I'll go, but I'm not making any promises. I'll meet her, see what this is all about, and then we'll see." Nate's smile widened, relief evident in his expression. "That's all I'm asking. Trust me, Damien, you won't regret it." A journey into the unknown, the drive to Genoa City was long, giving Damien ample time to second-guess his decision. Nate filled the silence with stories of their family, painting a picture of a life Damien could hardly imagine. It was strange hearing about traditions he hadn't been a part of, inside jokes he didn't understand, and a home he had never seen. When they finally arrived, Damien's nerves were a cacophony. The house was modest but warm, a place that radiated comfort. Nate led the way, his excitement palpable as they stepped inside. A woman appeared in the doorway, her eyes glistening with unshed tears. "Damien," she whispered, her voice trembling. The woman was elegant, with an air of quiet strength. Damien felt an inexplicable connection, though he couldn't pinpoint why. She approached cautiously, as if afraid he might vanish. "I've waited so long for this moment," she said, her voice thick with emotion. "To see you, to hold you." Damien's walls crumbled as she embraced him. It was an unfamiliar warmth, but one he didn't realize he had been yearning for. A new beginning. Over the following days, Damien found himself gradually opening up. He explored Genoa City with Nate, meeting extended family and learning about their lives. It wasn't easy. There were moments of awkwardness and doubt. Yet, with each passing day, Damien felt a little more at home. His life in Los Angeles had been a blur of monotony and uncertainty. But here in Genoa City, surrounded by family, he saw the possibility of something more. A life filled with connection, purpose, and belonging. As the days turned into weeks, Damien made his decision. This wasn't just a visit, it was a chance to rebuild, to embrace the family he never knew he had, and to carve out a new path for himself. For the first time in a long while, Damien felt like he was exactly where he was meant to be. The call that shook everything. In the quiet comfort of her home, Amy sat by the window, gazing absent-mindedly at the falling rain. Her phone buzzed, the name Nate flashing on the screen. Her heart skipped a beat. She had been waiting for this call, hoping and praying for news about Damien. "Hello," Amy answered, her voice trembling with anticipation. On the other end, Nate's voice was steady but laced with emotion. "Mom, we found him. I found Damien." Amy's breath hitched, and the tears came before she could stop them. You found him?" Her voice cracked as she clutched the phone tighter. "Where is he? Is he okay? I need to see him right now." "He's here in Los Angeles," Nate replied, his tone measured to calm her down. "But Mom, you can't come yet. He's overwhelmed. Everything is happening so fast for him, and I don't want to scare him off. Let me work with him for a little while, ease him into this. I promise he'll come to Genoa City soon." "But Nate," Amy protested, desperation coloring her words. "I've waited so long for this moment. How can I not see him now?" "Please, Mom, trust me," Nate pleaded. "The last thing I want is for Damien to feel cornered. Let me handle this. He's agreed to come. Just give him a little time." Amy exhaled shakily, wiping her tears. "All right," she said reluctantly. "But promise me, Nate. Promise me you'll bring him home." "I will," Nate reassured her. "I promise." The seeds of doubt. While Amy's heart brimmed with hope, not everyone shared her optimism. In the sleek, modern office of Chancellor Winters, David Hamilton stood by the window, his sharp gaze fixed on the horizon. The news of Damien's sudden appearance didn't sit well with him. "Something about this feels off," Devin said aloud, more to himself than anyone else. His assistant, Audra Charles, stood nearby, her expression attentive but neutral. "You think it's a setup?" Audra asked, tilting her head slightly. "I don't know," Devin admitted, turning to face her. "But I've learned to trust my instincts. What if Damien and Amy are in this together? What if this is some elaborate trap for Nate? I can't afford to let him fall into something dangerous." Audra crossed her arms thoughtfully. "Nate seems pretty confident about this. Maybe he's right, and Damien just needs time to adjust." "But," Devin said, his voice laced with skepticism, "I'm not taking any chances. Keep an eye on Nate. If anything feels off, anything at all, I want to know about it." "Understood," Audra replied smoothly. "I'll make sure he's not blindsided." Devin nodded, his jaw tightening. "Good. Because if Damien and Amy are playing games, there's no way I'm letting them get away with it." Nate's balancing act. Back in Los Angeles, Nate was doing everything in his power to make Damien feel at ease. They spent hours talking, exploring the city, and getting to know each other. Nate knew that pushing Damien too hard could backfire, so he took a cautious approach, allowing his brother to set the pace. Damien, for his part, was torn. He appreciated Nate's efforts and found himself drawn to the idea of family, but doubts lingered. "What if I don't fit in? What if I'm not who they want me to be?" Damien asked one evening. "You've got this," Nate told him, sitting beside him on a rooftop overlooking the city lights. "You're stronger than you think, and you're not alone anymore." Damien offered a faint smile. "We'll see." Unseen observers. Unbeknownst to Nate and Damien, Devon's doubts had set a quiet chain of surveillance into motion. Audra worked discreetly, keeping tabs on Nate's activities and gathering information about Damien. She reported back to Devon regularly, feeding his suspicions and ensuring he remained in control of the situation. Devon wasn't heartless. He wanted to believe in the possibility of a genuine reunion for Nate and Amy, but he couldn't ignore the nagging feeling that something was amiss. Until he had proof otherwise, he would remain on high alert, ready to step in if things went south. The stage is set. As the days passed, the pieces began falling into place. Damien started to warm up to the idea of going to Genoa City, curious about the life he had never known. Amy, despite her impatience, waited anxiously, clinging to Nate's promises. And Devon, ever the skeptic, watched from the sidelines, determined to protect his family from potential betrayal. The journey to Genoa City was imminent, but what awaited them there was uncertain. Would Damien find the sense of belonging he had always craved? Would Amy's dreams of a family reunion come true? Or would Devon's suspicions prove valid, unraveling everything before it even began? The Young and the Restless spoilers for Friday, January 3 tease that the Newmans are disturbed to learn that their foe Ian Ward was granted an early prison release date. He's now among them, and that means havoc for the good citizens of GC. Rest assured, Victor Newman will take care of Ian. Yeah, got that. Young and the Restless spoilers. Victor loathes Ian. Nick Newman delivers the bad news to his father Victor, who immediately loses it and vows to take on Ian himself. Ian isn't scared by this confrontation, and when Victor lashes out, Ian has that smug smirk on his face. Through it all, Ian insists that he is changed and wants to atone for his past mistakes. Even though he is a prison chaplain, Victor doesn't believe for 1 minute that Ian has changed his stripes. Victor doesn't want Ian anywhere his family, but the convict maintains that he wouldn't hurt a fly. My and our spoilers. Victor outraged at Ian. Meanwhile, Phyllis Summers needs to answer to her son Daniel Romolotti. He wants to know what she did after making a scene at the New Year's Eve party. Will Phyllis tell the truth? At some point, Phyllis confesses to Daniel. Is she on a revenge kick against Sharon Newman? We predict that Red will not rest until she sees Sharon in prison stripes. But as fans know, this isn't going to happen. Phyllis is once again barking up the wrong tree. At the same time, Nick learns that Sharon has disappeared. This won't look good for Phyllis. Sharon's car is in the society parking lot, and he fears that Ian is behind the vanishing act. What he doesn't know is that Ian has an assistant, Jordan, who did his dirty work, and they might frame Phyllis for the crime. The Young and the Restless spoilers. Phyllis barking mad. Elsewhere, Claire Newman and Kyle Abbott enjoy their belated New Year's celebration with an overdue 2025 kiss. Right now, Claire and Kyle are on cloud 9, but we foresee obstacles in the way of true love down the road. Who will be the first to put a damper on this romance, Victor or Summer Newman? Tell us what you think, I and our fans. Be sure to catch up on everything happening with Y and R right now. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that Summer Newman's inner bad girl will come out to play in the coming months. Although Summer has tried to put Kyle Abbott in the rearview mirror, she just won't be able to resist the pull she feels toward her ex-husband. Of course, Summer has built something new with Chance Chancellor, but that relationship has been complicated. Chance is a cop who likes to go by the book, so the Heather Stevens investigation has taken a toll on his romance with Summer. Although Summer agreed to let Chance take her to dinner sometime when they cleared the air, that doesn't mean they have a real future together. I&R's 2025 preview info for Summer is all about her wanting Kyle back and exploiting an opening to make a reunion happen. That tells us all we need to know about the lack of romantic content ahead for Summer and Chance. It's obvious that Summer's mind will be on her former flame instead of her more recent one. Summer will decide maybe she was too quick to let Kyle go, so she'll resolve to fight for him. Claire Newman will be standing in the way of Kyle and Summer's reunion, but Summer won't be afraid to scheme to get what she wants. The fact that Kyle and Claire are part of feuding families will be a factor as well. Summer will see the potential to exploit the Newman-Abbott conflict as she pursues Kyle again. At some point, Summer could make a bold move in her mission to reunite with Kyle. There may be a close moment where Summer decides to take a risk and dive in for a kiss. If Summer steals a Kyle lip lock, that might be the perfect moment for Chance and Claire to witness it. Even if Kyle ultimately pulls away, he might not do it fast enough for Claire's taste. That could leave Claire wondering if part of Kyle wants Summer back. As for Chance, he could decide things are over on the spot if he sees Summer stealing a smooch from Kyle. That could be the last straw that tells Chance it's time to move on, since he clearly isn't Summer's priority. Since we know Summer's going to channel Phyllis Summers with some of her upcoming decisions, it certainly wouldn't be surprising if she planted a kiss on Kyle. That's exactly the kind of thing Phyllis used to do with Danny Romalotti, so Summer may be next in line to throw herself at an ex and stir up jealousy. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Summer's going to get bolder with her behavior, so we'll pass along more romantic predictions and offer updates on any major couple news to come. Aunt Jordan and Ian Ward are doing a number on Sharon on The Young and the Restless. They nearly framed her for murder, and now they've kidnapped her in plain sight. This can't be good. In fact, it's bad. Very bad. Sharon's life is in danger with these murder-minded maniacs in full control. Sharon needs a hero. We can only imagine how frantic Sharon will be once reality sets in that she's been kidnapped. We're sure she'll fight tooth and nail to survive this shocking twist, but it won't be enough. It's 2 against 1, and Sharon is no match for Ian and Jordan, not while they're out for blood. As sure as we are that Sharon will fight, we're also sure she won't be in this battle alone before too long. Her family and friends will soon realize she's been taken, and they'll fight back with full force. They'll not only launch a full-scale search for Sharon, but they'll be ready to fight to the death to save her. We need a hero. Who will be her ultimate hero? Will it be Mariah? Maybe, but she already has a lot on her plate, with Ian targeting Tessa. Will she be able to keep Tessa close and airy safe and still run off to save her mom? That's not likely. The obvious answer is Nick. He loves Sharon and will do whatever it takes to protect her. Between his determination and Victor's money and power, there isn't much Nick can't do. However, he's not exactly a dirty player who bends the rules or commits crimes. This rescue mission needs someone who can play the game, someone sneaky, dangerous, and has no qualms about turning to the dark side. Someone like Adam. It takes a villain to know how villains think, and Adam is the perfect pick. Ian and Jordan are no match for the likes of Adam Newman. As fast as they'll be to jump to murder, Adam will be just as fast to take them both out, permanently. The Young and the Restless spoilers suggest that Adam Newman recently took a bold step, proposing that Chelsea Lawson move to the Newman Ranch with him. Adam's pitch aligns with Victor Newman's vision of bringing the family closer, as Adam dreams of reuniting with Chelsea and their son Connor Newman. While Adam is determined to sell Chelsea on this idyllic future, she's grappling with lingering doubts. Chelsea can't shake the feeling that Adam's heart still belongs to Sally Spectra. Despite Adam's insistence that Sally is no longer in the picture, his choice of words may have done more harm than good. Referring to Sally as a moot point implies that if she still loved him, things might have turned out differently, a sentiment no one wants to hear when discussing a fresh start. This phrasing leaves the door ajar for a possible rekindling of Adam and Sally's romance in the future. If Adam could betray Sally, what's to stop him from doing the same to Chelsea? Nevertheless, Adam appears to be making headway in persuading Chelsea that moving to the ranch is the right decision. Chelsea may begin to entertain the idea that their family can be whole again, allowing herself to believe in a future where she, Adam, and Connor live happily together. However, this optimism might set Chelsea up for disappointment. Sally and Adam share a complicated history, and unresolved feelings between them could resurface, sparking another dramatic storyline. If Adam and Chelsea manage to rekindle their romance, it might seem blissful at first. Chelsea could start to believe in a happily ever after scenario with Adam by her side. But in the unpredictable world of soaps, happiness is often short-lived. Under the right circumstances, Adam and Sally could find themselves drawn back to each other, leading to a new wave of betrayal. Such a twist could not only devastate Chelsea, but also impact Billy Abbott, who is currently exploring a deeper connection with Sally. If Adam and Sally's unresolved feelings lead them to reignite their affair, both Chelsea and Billy could end up heartbroken. As always in Genoa City, drama is never far away. Spoilers suggest Adam is bound to make more mistakes, and one of those could very well involve straying from Chelsea with Sally. Stay tuned for updates as The Young and the Restless continues to deliver messy love triangles and explosive twists. The Young and the Restless spoilers Saturday, January 4th, 2025. The return of Ian Ward, Newman family under siege. Nick Newman's urgent warning to his father Victor Newman carried a weight of dread that could not be ignored. The monster we feared for so long has finally shown himself, Nick declared. His words were a stark reminder of the danger Ian Ward posed, a danger that had haunted the Newman family for years. Ian Ward was not just any adversary, he was a manipulative, vengeful figure whose vendetta against Victor and his family seemed endless. Ian Ward, the ultimate nemesis. Ian Ward's reappearance in Genoa City isn't just a return, it's a declaration of war. This is the man who came closer than anyone else to ending Victor's life. And now, with his sights set on the Newman family once again, the stakes have never been higher for Victor. Ian represents more than a physical threat, he embodies a psychological one. A figure capable of unearthing old wounds and exploiting them with precision. Nick's warning wasn't just about Ian's potential for violence. It was about his unparalleled ability to manipulate, deceive, and destroy. Ian's latest move, sending a chilling message of support to Victor through Nick. The veiled mockery in Ian's gesture wasn't lost on Victor, but it also served as a reminder that Ian wasn't just targeting him, he was targeting the entire Newman family. Nikki's terror, haunted by Ian. For Nikki Newman, Ian Ward's return is nothing short of a nightmare. Having endured his manipulations and threats in the past, Nikki is paralyzed by the thought of facing him again. Her fear is so intense that she considers fleeing Genoa City entirely, seeking refuge from the shadow Ian casts over her life. But Victor, ever the patriarch, refuses to let fear dictate their actions. "We don't run from threats," he tells Nikki and the rest of the family. "We face them head-on with strength and determination." His resolve is both inspiring and daunting, especially for Nikki, who struggles to summon the courage to stand firm in the face of her past traumas. Victor's defiance, a battle of wills. Victor's response to Ian's resurgence is as defiant as ever. While he acknowledges the danger, he refuses to let it overpower him or his family. "Confidence is our greatest weapon," he insists, rallying his children and encouraging them to confront their fears. Victor's determination to fight back, however, doesn't mean he is invulnerable. His history with Ian is riddled with close calls and brushes with death. Underneath his confident exterior lies a man who knows all too well what Ian is capable of, and who knows that underestimating him could cost the Newmans everything. Christine and Danny's reunion. Amidst the chaos surrounding Ian's return, Christine finds a glimmer of hope in the unexpected arrival of Danny Romalotti. Danny's return to Genoa City is perfectly timed, as Christine finds herself in desperate need of support. Their shared history and bond bring a sense of stability to Christine, who has been grappling with her own challenges. Danny, however, has a mission beyond merely rekindling old connections. He's here to provide guidance and encouragement to his daughter, ensuring she understands her responsibilities and the importance of staying grounded. His role as a father and mentor becomes even more critical as the Newman family faces turmoil, and his influence brings a touch of hope to an otherwise tense environment. Danny's love and responsibility. Danny's affection for his current partner is clear, but he also recognizes the need for balance. Love, he believes, must be paired with clarity and responsibility. His relationship is a testament to his ability to nurture and support those he cares about while maintaining a level of practicality and wisdom. This dynamic adds a lighter, more grounded subplot to the otherwise intense and dramatic narrative of Ian Ward's return. Danny's presence is a reminder that even in the darkest times, there are moments of love, connection, and hope. The looming threat of Ian Ward. As Ian tightens his grip on the Newman family, the question remains, what is his ultimate goal? Is it revenge against Victor, destruction of the Newman legacy, or something even more sinister? Ian's methods are unpredictable, and his ability to manipulate emotions and exploit weaknesses makes him a formidable opponent. Victor's defiance, Nick's vigilance, and Nikki's fear set the stage for a high-stakes confrontation that could have far-reaching consequences for Genoa City. With Danny and Christine's subplot adding emotional depth and lighter moments, this storyline promises to be one of the young and the restless most compelling arcs. The future of the Newman family. As the Newman family prepares for the storm ahead, the bonds between them will be tested like never before. Victor's leadership, Nick's determination, and Nikki's courage will be pivotal in facing Ian's wrath. At the same time, the arrival of Danny and his influence on those around him could provide the strength and wisdom needed to navigate these turbulent times. In the end, the Newman family must decide whether they will allow Ian Ward to tear them apart, or whether they will unite stronger than ever to face their greatest enemy. The battle for Genoa City's most powerful family has only just begun. Nick's redemption, a journey toward Phyllis and a race to save Sharon. Nick Newman is no stranger to regret, but this time it's deeply personal. His doubts about Phyllis, once rooted in their tumultuous past, now feel misplaced as he begins to see her in a new light. As he pieces together the threads of Sharon and Tessa's disappearance, all signs point to Ian Ward, the man who has tormented the Newman family for years. Now Nick finds himself at a crossroads, ready to apologize to Phyllis and ask for her help in unraveling the sinister web that Ian has spun. This shared mission might not only solve the mystery, but also bring healing to the wounds of their fractured relationship. The shadow of Ian Ward. Ian Ward's presence looms large over Genoa City. A master manipulator, he thrives on chaos and fear, and his abduction of Sharon and Tessa is just the latest move in his intricate game. Ian's plans are never simple, and his ability to outweigh his enemies makes him a dangerous opponent. For Nick, Ian isn't just a threat, he's a personal vendetta. Nick believes Ian is using Sharon and Tessa as pawns in a larger scheme, and the uncertainty of their fate is eating away at him. Sharon's safety, in particular, is his top priority. The thought of losing her drives him to the brink, fueling both his determination and desperation. Nick's emotional journey. Nick's quest to save Sharon is as much about redemption as it is about love. His apology to Phyllis, his willingness to partner with her, and his unyielding drive to rescue Sharon showcase a side of Nick that is both vulnerable and resolute. He is a man grappling with his past mistakes while striving to do what's right in the present. This emotional journey deepens Nick's character, highlighting his capacity for growth and his unwavering commitment to the people he loves. It also sets the stage for a potential reconciliation with Phyllis, as their shared mission rekindles a connection that has long been fractured. What lies ahead? The road to Sharon and Tessa's rescue is fraught with challenges, but Nick's determination remains unshaken. With Phyllis by his side, he has a partner who matches his resourcefulness and tenacity. Together, they must navigate Ian Ward's labyrinth of schemes, outsmart a master manipulator, and uncover the truth before it's too late. As Nick balances his guilt, love, and drive to protect his family, his journey becomes a testament to the power of redemption and the lengths one will go to for those they hold dear. David Hedison, a name synonymous with classic Hollywood charm and talent, left an indelible mark on the entertainment industry. While many remember him for his iconic roles in films like The Fly and the James Bond franchise, there's a deeper, more intricate story about his life, career, and controversies that remains untold. From his rumored connections to the young and the restless to the struggles he faced in the spotlight, Hedison's journey was as dramatic as the characters he portrayed. One of the most intriguing aspects of David Hedison's legacy is his supposed connection to the iconic soap opera The Young and the Restless. Although he never officially appeared on the show, whispers of behind-the-scenes interactions with its cast and creators have persisted for years. Some speculate that Hedison was considered for a pivotal role that could have reshaped his career trajectory, while others suggest that his acting style inspired certain characters on the show. This mystery has fueled debates among fans and industry insiders alike, making it a hot topic of discussion. Behind the scenes, Hedison's personal life was equally captivating. Married to Bridget Hedison for over 40 years, he appeared to have a stable family life, yet rumors of tensions and struggles within his personal relationships occasionally surfaced, adding a layer of intrigue to his seemingly perfect image. His dedication to his family, particularly his daughters, stood in stark contrast to the turbulent relationships often associated with Hollywood stars. Hedison's career was also marked by notable absences. Despite his immense talent, he was conspicuously missing from some of television's biggest hits, including The Young and the Restless. This absence has sparked speculation about missed opportunities, potential rivalries, and decisions that may have shaped his career differently. Did Hedison intentionally avoid these projects, or were there external factors at play? One of the most poignant chapters in Hedison's story is his health struggles and eventual passing. The circumstances surrounding his death remain a topic of curiosity, with fans seeking to understand the challenges he faced in his later years. His ability to maintain grace and dignity in the face of adversity only adds to the admiration many feel for him. Hedison's career was not without its controversies. Stories of professional rivalries and clashes with fellow actors occasionally emerged, painting a picture of a fiercely competitive industry. These tensions, whether real or exaggerated, highlight the pressures faced by actors in maintaining their relevance and reputation. Even in his most iconic roles, Hedison faced polarizing opinions. While some fans adored his performances, others were critical, creating a legacy that continues to spark debate. His role in The Fly, for instance, remains a classic, but the film's unconventional storyline and special effects divided audiences. Ultimately, David Hedison's legacy is a tapestry of triumphs, challenges, and mysteries. His enduring appeal lies in his ability to captivate audiences while remaining a humble and dedicated artist. From his rumored ties to The Young and the Restless to his struggles with typecasting and personal challenges, Hedison's story is one of resilience and complexity, making it a compelling subject for exploration. The Young and the Restless spoilers. Jill's heartbreaking quest for the truth. Is Billy truly her son? Jill Abbott, a woman known for her unrelenting drive and resilience, finds herself in emotional turmoil that threatens to shake the very foundation of her life. For years, she has struggled with the choices and behavior of her son, Billy Abbott, but a nagging doubt has now taken hold of her heart. Is Billy truly my son? This question, both painful and profound, sends Jill on a journey to uncover the truth, one that is fraught with memories, uncertainty, and the potential for shocking revelations. Billy Abbott, the source of Jill's doubts. Billy's carefree and reckless lifestyle has been a source of frustration for Jill for as long as she can remember. Unlike his siblings, Billy has never seemed interested in following in the footsteps of his parents. He rejects the cutthroat corporate world and ambitious drive that define the Abbott and Chancellor legacies. Instead, Billy lives by his own rules, often making impulsive decisions that leave those around him baffled or disappointed. Jill has always questioned why Billy seems so different. He doesn't exhibit the determination of John Abbott, his supposed father, nor does he carry Jill's ambition and fire. Could it be that Billy's detachment and rebellion stem from a deeper truth? Is it possible that he isn't biologically hers at all? Nick's perspective. Acceptance of Billy's nature. While Jill wrestles with her doubts, Nick Newman offers a different perspective. Nick, who shares a complicated relationship with Billy, acknowledges Billy's flaws but also accepts him as he is. I've come to terms with who Billy is, Nick confesses. He's not perfect, but none of us are. Nick's words highlight the stark contrast between his approach and Jill's. Where Nick sees acceptance, Jill sees unanswered questions and the need for clarity. Her maternal instincts won't let her rest until she knows the truth. Jill's plan, searching through memories. Initially, Jill decides to rely on her memories to piece together the truth. She revisits the early days of Billy's life, trying to recall any moments that might suggest something unusual. She questions the circumstances of his birth, the people who were involved, and even the smallest details that might have slipped her notice. But memories can be unreliable, and the more Jill searches, the more she realizes that she needs concrete answers. The doubts refuse to fade, and Jill knows there's only one way to settle the matter once and for all. The DNA test, a desperate measure. For Jill, the thought of a DNA test is both terrifying and necessary. She has never doubted Billy's paternity before, but desperation drives her to take this drastic step. If Billy isn't her biological son, what does that mean for their relationship? And if he is, why does he seem so disconnected from the values she holds dear? Jill approaches Alina Dawson, the trusted doctor who has seen her share of family drama in Genoa City. Alina is shocked by Jill's request. Having witnessed the fallout from previous secret DNA tests, she hesitates to get involved. You need to think this through, Jill, Alina warns. Once you open this door, you can't close it. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that Jordan will be on hostage babysitting duty as Ian Ward heads over to the ranch for a confrontation with Victor Newman and Nikki Newman. Sharon Newman will be moved from Jordan and Ian's motel room to another location, one that seems rather familiar. Back in 2023, the show used a sewer system set for Sharon's showdown with Cameron Kirsten, so Sharon, Nick Newman, Faith Newman, and Chance Chancellor all had scenes there. Based on my and ours preview video for the week of January 6 to 10, it looks like the sewer system set may be back with some minor tweaks. Of course, it's possible the same set will end up passing for a damp basement instead or something along those lines. Whatever the case, Sharon will be held captive there soon enough. What we really want to focus on is the warning sign in the preview clip that highlights the danger and warns of high-voltage electricity. Could that be a clue about a dangerous situation that's about to erupt? What if Sharon regains consciousness and fights back before Jordan can chloroform her again? Sharon might wriggle out of her restraints and get into a physical confrontation with Jordan. It'd be interesting if Sharon shoved Jordan during a struggle and caused her to fall into an area with this high-voltage electricity risk. It's easy to imagine Jordan getting electrocuted, which could give Sharon a chance to make an escape attempt. That doesn't necessarily mean Sharon's attempt would be successful, but it'd at least be worth a try. Although there's no guarantee this high-voltage electricity warning sign will mean anything, we have to consider the possibility of peril. There's no denying that it'd be fun to watch Jordan get fried thanks to Sharon striking back against her. Sharon has to get out of this mess one way or another, so we'll bring you updates on the escalating danger and more predictions on the shocking outcome ahead. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Phyllis Summers will get dragged into Jordan and Ian's madness as well, so stay tuned for all the stunning news. 2024 was a difficult year for Daniel on The Young and the Restless. He grieved the death of his partner Heather, who was murdered. Although it's been tough for the single dad, 2025 promises to be a better year. New year, new love. Daniel's world was shaken after Heather's death. As he and Lucy grieved their loss, he also faced suspicion of being a murderer. Daniel's name was cleared, but now he wants to find Heather's real killer. Although Sharon confessed to the crime, new evidence indicates she's innocent. With the walls closing in on Ian and Jordan, the storyline will likely wrap up soon. So, with Heather's murder solved, what's next for Daniel? I&R executive producer Josh Griffith revealed to Insider that 2025 will be a big year for Daniel. Daniel has to find a way to get full closure from the death of Heather, find a way to totally forgive Sharon, and set himself off on a new path with a potentially, I don't want to say romance, but a bit of a walk on the emotional wild side. New attitude. With a romance on the horizon, the question is, who will be Daniel's new love interest? Tessa is one possibility. The two have had several interactions and are friendly. Daniel stealing Tessa from Mariah would add more fuel to the feud between Sharon and the Romulatis. Another candidate is Claire. Since her aunt is responsible for Heather's death, Claire could reach out to Daniel. A friendship might form that teeters on the verge of romance. Daniel's sister Summer will use this as her chance to break up Claire and Kyle. Could one of these women or another Genoa City lady be Daniel's new love interest? Or will a newcomer capture the eye of the artist? The Young and the Restless preview for the week of January 6 reveals Nikki Newman will come face-to-face with Ian Ward. Also coming up, Nate Hastings will meet his half-brother. Plus, Jordan Howard will taunt Sharon Newman. I&R spoilers tease Nate will sit down with Damian Lewis at a restaurant in Los Angeles. And Damian will be very curious about why Nate wants to meet with him. I&R preview. Damian is surprised by Nate's job offer. It's not every day I get a cold call offering me a job, he says in the Y&R weekly preview. Let alone an exec flying out to meet me. But Nate will tell Damian when he sees someone he likes, he doesn't waste any time. Meanwhile, Jordan and Ian will move Sharon from the motel room. And it looks like they'll be holding her hostage somewhere underground. In fact, it looks very much like the same place Cameron Kirsten held Faith Newman. You should be grateful that you're not at the bottom of the river, Jordan will say to a passed-out Sharon. At least not yet. Young and the Restless preview. Nikki hears raised voices. Finally, on Friday's I&R, Victor Newman will learn that Ian is back in Genoa City. He'll make some calls to find out where he is. And Ian will end up at Newman Ranch, being interrogated by Victor. But Nikki will walk down the stairway from her bedroom, asking what's going on. She'll say she heard raised voices. Nikki will see Victor talking to someone, and she'll gasp when Ian turns around. What the hell is he doing here? A terrified Nikki will ask her husband.